So what actually pushed OPPO to go this far this time? The moment I laid eyes on the camera setup of the OPPO Find X9 Ultra, I was honestly blown away. We're talking about a 200 megapixel main camera, a 200 megapixel telephoto, and that telephoto sensor is pushed to its limits. The ultra-wide camera hasn't been scaled back either. In fact, it's been improved. On top of that, there's a native 10x telephoto lens in play, and you can even tell its focal length from the external lens extension. Even the multispectral sensor, which most people barely notice, has received an upgrade. When you put all of this together, it starts to feel a bit over the top, in a good way. The main camera alone is impressive, but the bigger picture is even more surprising.
A quick shout to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content. Now let's dive into the unboxing.
The Find X9 Ultra might be the only phone this year that's gone all in and upgraded every single lens into what feels like a supersized one. This isn't just a routine refresh anymore. It almost feels like OPPO is trying to intimidate the competition. Before diving deeper though, we should probably agree on one thing. Every time I talk about a supersized camera phone, there are always comments like, "What's the point of a great camera? I only use my phone to scan QR codes." And honestly, that's fair. Different people have different needs. If you rarely take photos or videos, there are plenty of other phones out there that will suit you just fine, and you don't really need to focus on a camera-centric flagship like this. But at the same time, if you've clicked on this video, there's clearly at least some level of interest in image quality. Personally, I judge camera phones based on two key ideas. First, upgrades should be meaningful and practical. You should be able to feel the improvement immediately when you shoot. Second, there shouldn't be any trade-offs where one feature gets stronger while another quietly gets worse. A truly great camera phone isn't about one standout lens, it's about the entire system delivering consistently. And that's exactly where the Find X9 Ultra stands out the most. Let's start with what I think is the most exciting part of this phone, the native 10x Super Telephoto lens. Now, 10x zoom on phones isn't new. Brands, including OPPO, have tried it before. The issue is, those earlier versions were only partially usable. In bright daylight, shooting distant buildings, mountains, or concert screens worked fine. But once lighting conditions got tricky, the limitations showed up fast. Tiny sensors, limited light intake, and weak resolution. The result? You could capture something far away, sure, but the details often looked soft and underwhelming. The 10x zoom on the Find X9 Ultra is a completely different story. This time, it's not just about extending the focal length, the entire setup has been upgraded. Compared to older 10x solutions with small sensors and narrow apertures, this one feels like a full leap forward. So, how does it actually perform? For starters, using an external teleconverter on a phone still gives you stronger background blur and that classic telephoto look. The native 10x lens can't quite match that level of bokeh due to its optical design. But here's the key difference. You don't need any extra gear. No attachments, no setup. You just open the camera and shoot. And in real-world use, the results are genuinely impressive. In many situations, the performance goes beyond what you'd expect from a built-in telephoto lens. Sure, in some edge cases, like shooting something tiny such as a mosquito, you can still notice some algorithm processing at work, but compare it to phones without a native 10x lens and the gap is obvious right away. Even when you push it to 20x zoom, the quality holds up surprisingly well. The overall image still looks clean and usable. This time, OPPO has essentially managed to bring a teleconverter-like experience directly into the phone. And the kind of spatial compression you get from a true super telephoto lens is something simple cropping just can't replicate. What's interesting is that this 10x zoom isn't just for extreme scenarios like concerts or landscapes. It can actually be useful in daily life too. Imagine standing in a queue and trying to read a sign or notice at a distance. Instead of walking over, you can just zoom in and check it instantly. But here's where things get even crazier. It's not just that OPPO managed to fit a 10x lens into this phone, it's that the camera module doesn't even look overly bulky. Normally, a 230mm equivalent telephoto lens takes up a lot of space. Even with a traditional periscope design, you'd expect the lens assembly to stretch to around 41 millimeters. This time, though, they've gone further by using a non-reflective periscope structure, allowing light to bend more efficiently inside the module. That brings the total length down to just 29 millimeters. At the same time, they've tackled common issues like stray light and reflections with nano-level coatings and an adjustable air aperture, which changes the refractive index. The result is reduced glare and minimal ghosting. So the real story behind this 10x zoom isn't just that OPPO built one, it's how they balanced everything. Hardware capability, compact design, and image quality all come together in a way that actually works. Simply put, it lets you shoot at extreme distances without forcing you to compromise everywhere else. And honestly, pulling that off is seriously impressive.
Now, if you're thinking, I probably won't use a 10x zoom that often, that's completely fair. You can just treat it as a nice extra on the OPPO Find X9 Ultra. Because even without relying on that lens, the rest of the camera system is still seriously competitive among flagship phones, especially the main camera and the 3x telephoto, both now packing 200 megapixel resolution. What's even more interesting is that this 3x telephoto comes with the largest sensor in its class, and that makes a real difference. When you're shooting at 3x zoom, the image quality feels much more stable and refined, even in video. Push it further to 6x, and in many situations, the results actually outperform what we saw on the previous Find X8. The Ultra 6x zoom uses a sensor that's essentially on par with the main camera. It may not be a 1-inch sensor this time, but it makes up for it with higher resolution, a newer manufacturing process, and a wider aperture. All of that means better light capture, and in my experience, the overall output even edges past the main camera performance of the X8 Ultra. Now, I know some people will say, what's the point of 200 megapixels if I'm not using it every day? And honestly, that used to be a valid argument. High-resolution modes often required manual switching, and while they sounded impressive on paper, they weren't always practical. But this time, things feel different. The Find X9 Ultra is clearly pushing toward real-world usability. Its ultralight mode can output 50 megapixel images across multiple zoom levels, from ultra-wide all the way up to 10x, and it even supports 4K ultralight live shooting. Even in standard mode, switching to classic focal lengths like 35mm or 85mm still gives you 25 megapixel photos. And when you do choose to shoot in full 200 megapixels using the 1x or 3x lenses, the processing speed is noticeably faster compared to the previous generation. That makes it much more practical, especially for travel shots or portraits. If the lighting is good, the level of detail you get is genuinely impressive. You can zoom in and still see incredibly fine textures. At this point, it's natural to wonder, if the main and telephoto cameras are this powerful, did OPPO cut corners elsewhere? That was honestly my first thought too, but surprisingly, no compromises here. The ultra-wide camera actually gets a larger sensor this time, which improves its overall image quality. The front camera has been upgraded from 32 megapixels to 50 megapixels, and it even supports ultralight shooting for selfies. The flash system has also been redesigned into a dual flash setup, adjusting its fill light depending on the focal length when you're taking portraits at night. But the most interesting upgrade might be something that doesn't immediately grab attention: the second-generation single-lens color sensor. On the hardware side, it jumps from a 90 nanometer process down to 40 nanometers, boosting performance while lowering power consumption. That means it's not just active when you take a photo, it can run continuously in the background, enabling real-time color processing for video and even 4K live photos. On top of that, the larger pixel size, increased sampling channels, and wider dynamic range allow it to capture color with much higher accuracy. You might not notice this in everyday shots, but in scenes with strong, warm lighting or large areas of solid color, the difference becomes much more obvious. Of course, the Find X9 Ultra isn't just about powerful hardware, it also leans into more creative and professional features.
On the video side, it supports 10-bit 8K at 30 FPS in log, along with high-end options like 10-bit 4K at 120 FPS in log. But the real highlight is how it simplifies the workflow. You can now import custom 3D LUTs directly into the phone, preview them live while shooting, and even bake them into the final footage. That means no more transferring clips to a computer just to apply LUTs later. The whole process becomes faster and far more convenient, which really increases the practical value of shooting in log. Even casual users can download LUTs online, load them onto the phone, and start experimenting right away. And if that sounds like too much effort, you can simply turn off log mode and shoot normally. Compared to the standard video mode, the professional mode comes with built-in Hasselblad color tuning, giving your footage a more refined and cinematic look. Switch the aspect ratio to 2.39:1 and you instantly get that movie-style feel. On the photography side, there are several new film-style options designed for portraits, night shots, and street photography. They work well on their own, but for the best results, I'd suggest using them in master mode. That's because it doesn't just apply a simple filter, it processes color, tones, and atmosphere right from the raw data stage, which is why the final images feel much closer to real film. Think of it as having a built-in color grading system right inside your phone. And in master mode, you're not limited to just picking a style. You can fine-tune things like softness, tonal balance, and saturation to get exactly the look you want.
Put simply, even when you're using the same film style, you can tweak it in completely different ways to match the exact vibe you're going for. And it gets even easier thanks to one-tap sharing of shooting settings and the ability to import presets from other users. What that means in real life is pretty cool. Before, when you saw someone take an amazing photo, all you could really say was, wow, they're really good at this. Now you can actually grab their preset, load it onto your phone, and try it yourself instantly. For example, when I was in Hong Kong recently, I used a Ricoh-style preset that I borrowed from Xiaowu, along with a Fuji-style preset I created on my own. During the day, I stuck with the Ricoh look, and at night, I switched to the Fuji style. Going back and forth like that actually improved my hit rate quite a bit. The best part? It's effortless. Once you've taken the shot, you can upload it straight to WeChat Moments without any extra color grading. Honestly, it's perfect for anyone who prefers a more laid-back workflow. The only downside right now is that you can't rearrange the order of your film presets. If you import a bunch at once, switching between them can feel a bit clunky. That's definitely something OPPO could refine in future updates. Alright, that pretty much wraps up the camera side of things. And to be honest, I've noticed something a lot of brands still haven't quite figured out when building an Ultra phone. It's not enough to have just one standout lens. To really earn that title, the entire camera system, from the main lens to telephoto, from ultra-wide to color science, needs to feel complete and cohesive. And this time, the OPPO Find X9 Ultra finally delivers that kind of all-around experience. Now, you've probably also noticed that the design of this phone is pretty distinctive. The back uses a color scheme inspired by the Hasselblad X2D 100C Earth Explorer Limited Edition, combined with a mix of vegan leather and metal. The camera module is symmetrically arranged, while the sides feature Hasselblad's signature knurled texture paired with an orange gradient ring. And then there's the bright orange physical shutter button that really brings that camera DNA to life. From a distance, it honestly looks like a compact camera that's been flattened into a smartphone. Among all the Ultra flagships out right now, this design definitely stands out. On top of that, there's also a brand new Hasselblad camera kit released alongside the phone. In addition to the usual Bluetooth camera case and shoulder strap, it even includes a 300mm teleconverter. Once you attach everything, the whole setup leans even further into that camera-like experience. When it comes to specs, the Find X9 Ultra is just as complete as you'd expect from a top-tier flagship. It features a 6.82-inch 2K display with a 1 to 144 Hz adaptive refresh rate and excellent low brightness performance. There are also thoughtful additions like sleep mode, eye protection mode, dry eye reminders, and distance alerts, basically a full suite for eye comfort. Performance-wise, it's powered by the 5th-generation Snapdragon 8 Ultra, and in real-world gaming tests, it runs smoothly and consistently.
The battery is another highlight, coming in at a massive 7,050 milliamps, which is one of the largest you'll find in this category. Pair that with 80-watt wired and 50-watt wireless charging, and you get a setup that feels very reliable day to day. It also packs in all the flagship extras you'd expect, like the X9 linear motor, a 3D ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, symmetrical dual speakers, and top-tier durability with IP66, IP68, and IP69 ratings for water and dust resistance. So clearly, this isn't just a camera-focused phone, it's a fully loaded flagship across the board. It recently got the new ColorOS 16 update as well, which is a nice bonus. This isn't just a flashy upgrade, it actually improves everyday usability, making things like performance management, AI features, and device connectivity feel smoother and more refined. We covered that in a separate video, so feel free to check it out if you're curious. Alright, to sum it all up in one sentence, the most impressive thing about the Find X9 Ultra isn't just its over-the-top camera specs, it's how it reduces the need for external equipment altogether. In the past, your phone would capture the shot, and external lenses or accessories would take things to the next level. But this time, OPPO has packed a native 10x super telephoto right into the phone, along with a powerful 3x system and a fully developed color and video pipeline. It's showing us a new direction, one where many things that once required extra equipment can now be done with just a single device. And that also suggests something bigger. As more capabilities that used to depend on external lenses, camera gear, and professional workflows get built directly into smartphones, we might still be far from reaching the true limits of mobile photography. As for pricing, the base version of the OPPO Find X9 Ultra starts at 7,499 yuan in China, which is roughly £814 in the UK and about $1,200 in the US. Alright, that's it for this video. Catch you in the next one.